Yo, what's up guys? Here for you today. I have some Destiny 2 beta gameplay. I was just playing off stream with some friends who happen to be good at the game, so we decided to try to match some other teams who are also pretty good and kind of sweat it out. Basically like a scrim, I guess, but there's no private matches, so you actually have to like match each other in the queue. But it's so much more fun than playing against random uncomposed teams, so it's definitely worth the effort, honestly. Everyone on the other team was good individually, so we knew this was going to be a good match. It's just coming down to who really has the better teamwork. Teamwork in this game mode and in this game it has to be on point. Team shotting is essential. If you get caught out in the open by two people on the enemy team, you're going to get melted, and you really can't get into a one-on-one very often, honestly. Especially in the beginning of a round, without 2 seconds later someone on the other team helping the person out. So you have to be ready for that. You really just have to move as a pack. In a way, it's kind of annoying that you can't get into a straight up one-on-one just because the way the guns are doesn't help it. But I really, as a competitive person, I've always played competitive search and destroy. So I do like moving as a team. I like the idea of being organized. You'll notice I jump off the map there because hunters are OP, clearly. I guess that's what I get for not using triple jump. Anyway, this isn't my ideal setup. I have been playing on hunter for most of the beta, but as for guns, I'm using the Nagal pulse as a secondary and the Better Devil as primary. This is probably one of the best loadouts. I think I prefer Night Scale, which is the primary pulse, and the Minuet, but I don't have the Night Scale on this character, so I just gotta deal with it. The Nagal is a very good replacement though if I had to pick one, so I really don't mind. You'll see me pre-firing a lot in this gameplay with it, and that's just because there's no reason not to. It has 33 bullets in the clip, and it's full auto, so it's really just easy to get shots off and spam them. And with how important team shots are, getting first shot is always going to be helpful, so I guess it's kind of better in a sense because I probably wouldn't do it this much with a Night Scale. But anyway, I guess I'll give my thoughts on the game mode and how it fits into D2 overall. I think the revive system is great. I like that you can't get revives while getting shot at, and I like that you only get one revive point, and if you die it gets taken away. I think that it's a really big change for those of us who played Elim and D1. We know that when we get a pick, we immediately have to know where the orb's down to keep it down, but there's a 15-second cooldown timer now. I think it's 15. If it's not 15, it's like 20. It felt really weird to get a pick and not have to worry about it for, 15 seconds. Is definitely a change of pace. And now you don't even have to worry about it if you know the person doesn't have a revive point. So it's just, I really like the change though. I do like that. I think that people should be punished for getting picked off. And if the team can organize it in a way where they can get the revive, then that's the other team's fault for not keeping it down, to be completely honest. As for bomb plants and bomb diffuses, I don't have an exact number on how long it takes for a bomb to detonate, but I believe it's around 45 seconds, which is pretty equal to how S&D is in COD, so I'm okay with that. It does feel like a little much, how long it takes to detonate, whether it's 45 or 50 or whatever it is. It does seem like it's a little bit much for this game, just because it takes so much work to kill people, but all in all, I think it's fine. I think what really needs to be fixed is plant times. All 4 players on the attacking team have a bomb, and the plant time is like 2 seconds. You can literally slide into a bomb, hold X for a second or two, and then just slide back out, and now the bomb's down. It's a little bit ridiculous that anyone can do that. I really think there are 2 options here to fix this effectively. And I think that's, you either give one person the bomb, and then you can leave the plant time. And if they sneak through and plant it, then that's fine. Or, you could just increase the plant time to like 4 or 5 seconds. Just so it feels like your team has to work to get the bomb down, rather than one person just jumps in, plants it, and dips out real quick. It feels effortless, honestly, to plant the bomb. But overall, I think it's still okay. I just think it can be improved on for sure. especially if the game's going to go competitive, which I think they've set the game up to go competitive with the way I've seen it so far. It's real different from D1 for sure from Elam. Like, I watch people that were really good at Destiny 1 and I watched them play other good teams in this game, and they don't understand like, a lot of teams forget to plant the bomb. And coming from S&D, that's like a big thing for me, is always planning when you have the opportunity. I notice a lot of teams just they get caught up in gunfights and they just don't plant the bomb when they have the opportunity, and it's a waste of time. You're just giving the enemy team more time to plant or to get to you before you can plant. It's something that I've noticed. And also defusing. Teams always like to completely wipe the squad when you can win rounds just going straight for the defuse and having your teammates cover you. I see people don't utilize that quite enough. That's just what I've noticed. I think the game mode is fun overall for sure, and I think the better team will usually win. You know, it's not like D1 where you can get a pick with a sticky. You know, stickies in this game really don't do much. Not a lot of people are using them. They do like 90, I think, which is fine. You know, it's such a good feeling to be in a gunfight with someone and feel that you're winning it, and then them stick you, and then you still kill them and you don't die after. Like, it's great, honestly. I think they really moved this game in the right direction compared to Destiny 1 in a competitive aspect. And also, I saw a lot of complaints about this game being too slow, or it's like too team-oriented to the point where it's not fun. And a lot of those thoughts were developed in the early hours of the beta, and a lot of those people I've seen complain have really turned their opinions around after playing with a full team and playing more of the game, which I like to see, because I thought it was great from the start. But you know, that's because I'm very competitive and I like working as a team a lot. Obviously, it's fun to hop in solo and, you know, wreck some people, but overall, I love team-based game modes for sure. I've always been lenient towards those as to what I want to play. So it sucks that you can't really solo queue, especially because it seems like skill-based matchmaking is in effect at certain points. But they might change that in the real game. This is only a beta. I do feel for the people that like to go in solo, but it just doesn't seem to be an enjoyable time playing solo in this game. Even when playing a completely mediocre team, solo queuing, especially in this game mode, just seems like an awful time. So I definitely feel for those people that prefer to go in solo, but I can't say I'm one of those. So hopefully they put Rumble back in, just to help accommodate those players for sure. Because I think I'll miss Rumble a little bit. I didn't play it too much, but it was nice to just go in and have a classic free-for-all game going on, even though the scoring system is dog shit. You know, I'm sure they'll change that if they do put it in this game. So I guess back to the gameplay. We start making this comeback. We're down 1-4, won 2 in a row. They have supers. They could close the game out if they use them correctly. But we're starting to get ours, so we're really not too far behind. That's another thing with supers in this game. You will basically never get 2 supers in a game, ever. It just doesn't happen, even if the game goes to the final round, because you need to go through the first, I'd say, minimum 6 rounds, and you have to be slaying out just to get the first super. It really just doesn't work out trying to get the second one, even if you use yours right away, which I think is nice. I think is super nice. The abilities are a little bit slow, but overall, I think it just promotes more gunplay. I think that was their goal, with all the ability cooldowns and how long it takes to build a super. That was definitely their plan for this game in general. But it really helps in this game mode specifically to only get 1 super per game. And it's even with orbs, like orbs don't do that much. So even if you're chaining orbs, it's still really hard to get a super. For sure. And I like that overall. I guess that's basically all the thoughts I have on this game mode. I think I've covered mostly everything. So I think I'm going to let the rest of the game play out. And I hope you guys enjoy.
Enemy detonated the charge. Your enemy has match point. Show them how little that means. set. Now to battle.
Guardian down.
Charge detonated. Do you smell that? It's your enemy. Enemy has match point. Show them how little that means. I need a hunter like you with the red jack. Strength in numbers, Guardian. Excellent. Only 1 minute left. All enemies down. Good. It comes down to this. Take it all, Guardian. Charge set. Now to battle.
Guardian down.